about 365,000 entries. These entries represent unique brand subscribers. 6% of this, 21,207, contacted the company, the brand, with a specific intent or concern and answered the NPS survey. The remaining 94% did not answer the survey and were considered as the control or the non-NPS group. There are various data points in our data set, and one of the most significant variable is the monthly spend. So the monthly spend is the amount of money the subscribers spend to avail the company services, such as broadband subscription, purchasing of prepaid promos for a given month. In our data set, we have 4 values for monthly spend. One is for the response month. The response month is the month when the subscriber answered the NPS survey. For the non-NPS, this is a random month. Then we also have a value for the month before and the next 2 succeeding months. In general, if we look at this line plot, we can see that the trend of the average monthly spend is highest on the response month, and it declines on the next succeeding months. However, if we look at the non-NPS and the NPS group separately, we can see here that the yellow line, the non-NPS group, shows a smaller or less decrease than the NPS group. This means that customers that do not experience any issues have more stable spending as compared to those who experience issues. Another data available in our data set is location data. So here we have a graph showing the distribution of subscribers in terms of districts. As you can see here, majority of our NPS respondents actually are based on in the National Capital Region, followed by South Luzon and Visayas. Upon delving into more about the NPS group, we have here the distribution in this pie chart of our NPS categories. We have more than half of our NPS group as promoters, which recommend strongly brands 1 and 2. These are the prepaid, cellular prepaid. Then we have a high percentage of detractors on brand 3, which is broadband. Another variable in our data set is how long does the subscribers have been using a brand, or the tenure. In our data set, this is given in bins, and as we can see, the lower bins, 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, this represent the newer customer. They have relatively low percentages of promoters, which means that they are less likely to recommend the brands to their friends and families as compared to those who've been using the brands for a long time. Another significant variable in our analysis is the inquiry resolution. As we can see here, we have 2 values for inquiry resolution: resolve immediately, which is 52%, and resolve after contacting multiple times, 13%. Summing this up, we have 65% of resolved issues. Among the resolved issues, the highest number is on the products and services intent, while the unresolved issues, majority of them are in connectivity. That's why our analysis focused on connectivity. Then we have distribution of inquiry resolution in terms of NPS categories. As we can see here, high percentages of customers, of promoters have resolved issues, while the unresolved issues have high percentage on the detractors. Another customer satisfaction metric in our data set is the customer satisfaction score. This is a rating from 0 to 10 that is given by the subscriber to the customer service agent who handled his or her issue. As we can see in this scatter plot and this Pearson correlation coefficient value, NPS, or the Net Promoter Score, and the customer satisfaction score are highly correlated. This means that one can stand or proxy the other. In our analysis, we focus on the Net Promoter Score, as also recommended by our stakeholders. But it's important that we know that when NPS increases, so does the customer satisfaction. So, I talked about earlier about monthly spend. So we have another important data, a variable in our data set, which is the historical data on the last 6 months of monthly spend. And here's Nikki to discuss more about this variable.